And here we have this magnificent hunk of a man. Look at this man. He's glorious in all his majesty. Yeah, this is Attila the Hun. Attila was the leader of the ancient nomadic people known as the Huns, and he was the ruler of the Hunnic Empire, which he established. Yeah, that's right. He created an empire because that's what real men do. Real men create empires. You know, like, real men create empires, and little boys, they create, like, I don't know. They create, like, little villages and shit. That's what boys do. But men, they create empires. Although it's probably hard to create a village too. Anyways, his name, in case you were wondering, means little father. And you know, some people say that it wasn't even his real name. It wasn't his birth name. Some people say his birth name was like Bob or something. So I mean, hey, you do the math. Bob or Attila? I think I'll take Attila. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is probably a wise choice. Attila's way catchier. Anyways, Attila's incursions into the regions of Germania drove the populations across the borders of the Western Roman Empire and contributed to its decline in the late 5th century CE. So him and his like gang of barbarian hordes, they were just like causing chaos across the steppes, and they were moving people, like, because people were like, hell no, we don't want to deal with them. We're gonna keep going further and further into Rome's territory, and man, he just became a big old headache for Rome. Big old headache. But a glorious, majestic headache. Look at that man. That's a man right there. Anyways, the subsequent influx of Visigoths in particular, and their later revolt against Rome, is considered a significant contributor to Rome's fall. The Visigoths' victory over the Romans at the Battle of Adrianople in 378 CE was an event the Roman military never fully recovered from. So, you know, I mean, Attila wasn't just the ruler of the Huns. He wasn't just like doing shit with the Huns. His actions were influencing others to do shit, and ended up basically being Rome's downfall, man. Like, so he's just a mover and shaker, man. He just gets more and more attractive on that horse by the minute. You know, the more and more we go, he's just like, that's a man right there. Anyways, furthermore, that victory encouraged the Huns to join the Visigoths. So he was like, hey, I like what y'all doing. I mean, I know you're doing it because of me, kind of, but hey, let me just get in on this then. Let me just get in on this for real. So they started plundering Roman territories, and the apparent weakness of Rome encouraged Attila, and he started to break the treaties with Rome, you know, and he said, man, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all some weaklings. Y'all can't stop us. Like, Rome in all its majesty, glorious Rome. Attila wasn't afraid of them. He was like, man, I built an empire. I'm moving people all across borders and scaring people left and right. And y'all think you're gonna scare me? Y'all think y'all gonna stop me? Nah, bruh. That ain't gonna work like that. So this hunk of a man, he kept making moves. So his wide-scale destruction of Roman cities and towns met with little or no resistance, as you know, that's predictable. I mean, like I said, by this time he exposed the Romans this week, so they weren't gonna do shit. They weren't. They were just gonna be like, damn, let's get out of here. And he made it clear to Rome that hey, they weren't what they once were. He basically exposed them for being just little bitches, basically. Little bitches, pardon my French, but I mean, there's no other way to describe it. He exposed them. Anyways, Attila's ability to command a vast army of warriors of all kinds of walks of life, all kinds of descents, all kinds of tribes, his ability to do that was in contrast to Roman generals of his time who had difficulty keeping their ranks under control. Like, so I mean, Attila was, this man, he could do it all. He can speak to people of all walks of life, and he related to them all. He was like, hey, I'm an everyman's man, but I'm a large man. So at the same time, I can relate, but I can't, cause I'm dope. I mean, look at me on this horse, bro. Look at me. Attila. I said his name wrong. He might hurt me. I mean, he'll come back and hurt me for saying that wrong. My bad. Attila was a brilliant hunter, or horseman. Well, he's probably a good hunter too, and a military leader who possessed a commanding presence and held his empire together through the strength of his individual personality, man. He held that shit together on his personality alone. That's a strong personality, dude, to hold the whole empire together. Do you know what that takes? That's some GQ shit right there, y'all. That's dope. I mean, come on, man. He not only made the Huns the most effective fighting force of the time, but he also built a vast empire from virtually nothing in less than 10 years. Damn. Attila, slow down, dog. You're making me look bad in my life. What the hell am I doing? Shit. Damn. He built an empire of significant strength in 10 years, and in 10 years I haven't done shit but rack up student loan debt. Damn. I'm just gonna keep reading because I'm getting depressed now. But hey, at its height, this empire stretched from Central Asia across to modern-day France and down through the Danube Valley. After he died in 453 CE, his sons tried to hold his empire together, but they failed because they just weren't the men that Attila was. Them collectively, they couldn't match their father's vigor. They couldn't match his majesty, his unique personality, his je ne sais quoi, if you will. Yeah, I said it. So, the Huns ended up fading into history, but this man right here, this hunk of a man, he went down in history, and we still know him today. Attila the Hun.